DreAllDay.com.
Brought to you by the Bulletproof Bundle, the 4 best mental game books written by Dre Baldwin at DreAllDay.com. Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Let's talk ideas. People ask me, Dre, how do you come up with ideas for whether it be a video, your podcast, products that you make, things that you speak about on stages, or even if someone else has a challenge and you're helping them out? How do you come up with ideas so easily, so quickly? And I do think I come up with ideas easily and quickly. Maybe you disagree, but I know that I do because I'm out here coming up with these things every single day. How do I come up with these ideas? I'm gonna tell you 10 things that I do to come up with ideas on a regular basis. I'm talking every single day. I'll come up with ideas, and without even stepping on how I do that, I'm gonna go right into these points, and you can use any of these, one of these, all 10 of them for yourself to come up with ideas for your own life. Don't have to be for making content or videos or blogs or books. It could be for making money, meeting friends, influencing people, whatever you want to do in life. Let's get right into it. Number one, my ideas come from questions that people ask me. That's one of the reasons why ever since I started on doing stuff like YouTube back in 2006, I've always read the comments. I don't reply to every comment, but I read through the comments and I respond to people's comments. And sometimes things that people say in the comments lead me to creating something new, whether that be a book, whether that be a podcast episode, another video, a product, anything like that. So one of the things I do is look at the questions that people ask me and say, if people keep asking me the same question, that means people have this challenge. How can I resolve and solve this challenge, address this challenge, and benefit those people and benefit myself at the same time? So that's number one. Number two, anecdotes that I get from consuming content. So I listen to people's podcasts, I read books. Occasionally I'll watch a YouTube video. Most of the time if I watch YouTube, I'm looking at like interviews and stuff like that. And people will say things like, you listen to somebody else being interviewed, they may say something that ends up being a good idea for you. Like, damn, I could use that idea. I could take it from how they're doing it and apply it to me. Like, you might hear a hockey player say something about how they train, and you could take some idea out of that and use it for your basketball training, and that can help you become a better basketball player. So it's just listening and reading to and from other people. I can take ideas from that. So I'm always looking at and listening to other people, trying to think, all right, how can I use what this person just said or what they did or what they experienced for my own benefit? How can I take that and use it for my own benefit? Number three, life experience. I mean, this is another way that you get ideas, another way anyone can get ideas. Go out and live life, talk to people, go to events, make friends, lose friends, have conversations, ask questions, get in disagreements with people, try things that don't work, try things that do work. Life experiences give you ideas. Anytime you go through an experience, you're going to get some idea from it. Every experience that I go through, I look at as material. So whether that's playing ball, whether it's having a random conversation with a stranger, whether it's seeing some strangers that I don't even know, they're interacting and just something catches my eye or catches my ear out of that situation, I talk about it. And if you follow me in a lot of different places, if you read my emails or listen to my podcasts or have read my books, you see that I can sprinkle in experiences that ain't even mine. It's stuff that I see other people go through and stuff that I myself have gone through that I shared. I get ideas from those things because I'm already attuned. I'm conditioned to look for the idea out of everything that I go through and things that other people go through. Number four, thinking. I get ideas from just thinking. I don't have to be out and active and reading and watching and listening and doing to come up with an idea. Sometimes you just need space for your brain to think. The human brain is like the most powerful tool known to man, right? There's a whole lot of information we have up here. We're not constantly thinking of it all the time. Therefore, if we give ourselves some space to think, not be doing anything, not on our phones, not on camera, not on YouTube, not online or anywhere, and we just let our brain settle, it may deliver some information or some ideas to us that we already had in there, but we weren't thinking about it. We didn't know about it, even though it's in our brain. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why people have meditation and why people take time to think and time to decompress and not work, is because it gives our brain a chance to kind of process everything that's already in there and maybe deliver an answer or an idea that we wouldn't have thought of if we had never given ourselves some space, some time to relax with our mind. So I get it from thinking. Number five, the idea muscle. I got this idea from a guy named James Altucher. Some of you may have heard of him. He has a podcast called The James Altucher Show where he interviews people. And I listen to his podcast all the time. But one of the things James talks about for himself, not in interviews, is he started doing this thing called the daily practice because he felt like his life wasn't going too well at one point years ago. So every day he would do something to help himself. I think one was physical, one was mental, one was emotional, and I think the other was financial. So physical would be like go to the gym. Mental would be getting the ideas. Spiritual would be feeling thankful for someone, and financial, I don't remember if the fourth one was financial. It might have been something else, but it was 4 areas. Every day he would do something to make sure he made himself better in that space. And one thing he did mentally was come up with 10 ideas. And they didn't have to be good ideas. They did not have to be useful ideas. They didn't have to be actionable ideas. It could be the craziest, dumbest idea ever. Like make a street that hangs in the air and you can fly airplanes on it. Doesn't even make sense, right? But come up with 10 ideas per day. He started doing that, and that helped bring his mind back, and the whole practice brought his whole life back. So I took the ideas part of that, because I didn't need the mental part. I didn't need the physical part, exercising. I was doing that already. I took the mental part. Let me come up with 10 ideas a day. I just started doing that. And I do that every single day, 10 ideas. So that's thousands of ideas in a year. And again, these don't have to be good ideas. You don't have to enact any of these ideas. But if you come up with 3,000 ideas in a year, you think you're going to have one that could possibly do something good for you and make your life better? You probably will. All you got to do is exercise the daily discipline of coming up with the ideas. So that's another way I come up with ideas. And still to this day, I come up with 10 ideas every day. Don't have to be good. Don't have to be useful. Sometimes I get 20 great, like I use all 20 ideas. And some days I got to struggle to get 10, and they're all like garbage, useful, forget about them ideas. But it's just the practice of doing it. Your brain gets conditioned and it gets better. It's like if you shoot a jump shot, you shoot jump shots every day. Eventually you're going to start making some. All right, if you keep doing it every single day. It's the same thing with ideas. Number 6, think opposites. Anytime I'm doing so, I read a book. One of my favorite books is by this guy named Paul Arden. It's called Whatever You Think the Opposite. And it's very simple. Anything that is, this is what I do. Anytime I'm trying something, I'm trying it, and it's not quite working, I'm not really even getting close with the results that I want to get, I say, what if I did the opposite of what I'm trying right here? Instead of calling people from 9 to 5 when they're at work, why don't I call them from 7 to 9 in the morning, or from 5 to 7 in the evening when work is over, quote unquote, everybody's supposed to be at home. They may be at work. I may be able, at least be able to get through to them, because I don't have to deal with the gatekeepers and the administrators at that time of day. That's one thing. What if you're calling people every day, nobody's answering? What if I just stop trying to call people and just let them call me? Maybe it'll work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. What if I email people instead of calling them? What if I sent them a care package in the physical mail, or just wrote them a letter instead of trying to email them and call them like everybody else is doing? What if I just did the opposite of what I'm already trying, and let's see how that works out? Again, thinking the opposites doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a good idea. You may have to try it to find out if it's good or not. But thinking the opposites gives you another idea. So if I have 20 ideas, right? I already got 20 ideas, and I say, what if I do the opposite of all 20 of these? Now I got 20 more ideas. Now I got 40. And again, maybe only 2 of those extra 20 is useful, but is that worth it just to do the mental exercise? You got to ask yourself that. Next one. I think I lost my spot here. And we leaving all this in the video. Number 7, there are no bad ideas. Now, I was just talking about this. Maybe you get an idea that doesn't seem useful, seems stupid. Maybe this is not going to work out. But listen, until you try it, you don't know. Maybe you have an idea that logically sounds really dumb, but if you try it out, you're like, damn, this actually was a good idea. And maybe when you try the one that sounds dumb, even if it doesn't produce the result you want, you may stumble upon something that you never would have thought of if you didn't try it. So just trying it out, you never know what's going to happen. Try something other than what you've been doing. You'd be surprised at the kind of results that you might get. Number 8, always write down my ideas. I use my phone. You may use a pen and paper. James Altucher said he used a notepad, like a restaurant waiter's pad. He would write down his ideas every single day. So you have to be not willing, but smart enough, let's say wise enough, to not trust your long-term memory. As we said, your brain has so much information in it, and we're being bombarded with so much stuff, like videos like this, phone calls, somebody just called me while I'm making this video, text messages, social media. We're not going to remember stuff. You think of something right now and you don't write it down, 5 minutes from now you're going to forget what it was because somebody started talking to you, you read a tweet, there's some article you wanted to read that was breaking news. Write down all your ideas. You never know when one of them may be useful to you, but you're going to forget it if you don't write it down. Number 9, talk it out. I talked in yesterday's video about talking to myself. Talk to yourself about the idea. Talk out what you would do with that idea. Why is this useful idea? This video right here, I talked to myself out. What are ways that I come up with ideas? Could I share this with people? Would it be useful to at least one person out there? I thought about that and I said, you know what, it may be. So let me put this video out and let's see. Maybe everybody's like, this is garbage, Dre, it's useless. Maybe somebody's gonna be like, yo, this is amazing. I'm glad you said that because now I can use it. So talk out your ideas. You never know what great ideas may come out of it. And I lost my spot one more time. And again, we keeping all this in the video. Don't matter. Number 10, ways, and topic is, as I catch up, ways that I come up with ideas. Number 10, teaching it. This is the best way, in my opinion, to really solidify an idea or even knowledge. It doesn't have to be an idea, just knowledge. If you know something and you think you really know it well, until you can teach it to another person, you don't really know it. You know things when you can teach it, when you can show somebody else what's in your brain and what you've experienced, and then they can do it and they can know it and they can experience it and actually get success with it. That's when you really have knowledge. That's when you really become an expert. That's when you really know your stuff. So anything you think you know well, try to teach it, whether that be in a YouTube video, a live stream on the Periscope, writing it down in a PDF, writing a book about it, go teach a class for it, go charge people money and teach a whole weekend long seminar. Teaching things will help solidify ideas, and you'll get new ideas, because the things that you teach, you may realize, you know what, maybe I don't know this as well as I thought I did. Maybe somebody's going to ask a question and say, well, what about this? And it'll be something that you never even thought of that's related to what you're teaching. Like, damn, maybe I need to cover that, because next time somebody else is going to ask me that same question. So these are all different ways that you can solidify ideas, come up with ideas, and make your ideas into something real. Hopefully it's useful to somebody out there. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day. I'm going to make a book soon on ideas for different areas, different topics, ideas that you can use. I'm going to just give them out to you. I might charge for the book, but I'm going to give you all the ideas that you can use for you to do whatever you need to do with yourself, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing in life. Work on your game. Dre, that's another idea right there. DreAllDay.com.